What's poppin', y'all? I'm gonna need us to push the reset button like you do in the back of the router when you need a little pin. You can't just push the button. You've got to have something not sharp, but a very thin, maybe even toothpick to press it, just so we get a reset button on Drake and J. Cole, J. Fold. Because what is going on with these guys, man? I don't know what Kendrick did to them. He did quite a number, and this is one thing I don't like. Kendrick seems way greater than he actually is. Listen, I will give credit where credit is due. Kendrick Lamar easily bumped up. If somebody told me Kendrick Lamar is top 3 all time right now, I wouldn't even think twice about it. So this isn't to say that Kendrick Lamar isn't great, but the way that Drake and Cole are moving, especially since this beef kicked off, mostly Cole, but Drake since he took the L, it makes it seem like Kendrick Lamar is some super soldier or some supernatural figure, like some kryptonite that anybody that talks about him is just bound for misfortune. Because J. Cole recently, in his first pop out since him folding, pretty much, I realized I've been saying that a lot lately. That's gonna stop. Since the beef, I would say, is almost ended. Not completely, because there still will be shots taken. However, J. Cole, he folded early on. This is the first time we're seeing him since. And the first feature that we saw from Drake was the one on the Sexy Red song, which that song is absolute garbage. It's the inverse of this song, though, because Drake's verse on that is actually pretty good. And I told you guys I didn't like the fact that he tried to spin the BBL Drizzy thing. I think he was better off just ignoring that. However, on this song, it's a Cash Cobain song, Grippy. I've been hearing about this guy for so long now. Well, not so long. Probably people that have been listening to this guy for at least a year or two, if not more. I've been hearing about this guy for 4 months, I would say. I heard about the Fisher song where he had Ice Spice on the remix. I know he's from New York. And when I say the inverse, this song, it's actually good on Cash Cobain's part, as opposed to Sexy Red, where she was trash on that song. So Cash Cobain is good on here, but J. Cole is just straight garbage. I don't know what made J. Cole think, hey, I fit on a track like this. I mean, you guys have heard this. It's a viral trend to make fun of this song. And it even proves Ye right when he says, yo, play J. Cole, make the cat dry. And J. Cole is on here just rapping amok, just some nonsense. This is the thing. People said J. Cole, there were different sentiments. Some people said that J. Cole shouldn't be rapping like this, or they don't expect J. Cole to rap like this. I'm not going to go that far. It's just the melody and the way that J. Cole rapped on this is just bad. Like, for instance, if he started it off with maybe 4 to 6 bars with that type of melody that he was doing, and then he actually gets to rapping, I would say otherwise. I'd be like, okay, he's getting into his bag. And he could be rapping about the stuff that he's rapping about on there, although we've never really seen J. Cole kind of just, I wouldn't say never. It's very rare you see J. Cole just talk about, a whole verse just off of some, like, explicit talk about, like, getting some cat. Like, come on, dog. Like, I'm going to pay a little extra, make sure they meet Mickey. I'm going to send all your kids to Disney. What? Like, what are we doing here? And this is another... I just looked at that bar and I realized what I was reading. This guy's talking about sending a chick's kids to Disney. Have y'all seen Disney prices now? It's not a game. It's really not a game. This is why I take this bar seriously. He might as well have said he bought her a Birkin. Well, if he bought her a Birkin, that's for her. He's buying her kids some stuff at Disney. Not co-signing either one. I just heard this, and I was in utter disbelief, because this was going viral before I listened to it. Like I said, I don't really listen to this Cash Cobain guy. I probably will more now, because credit to this guy, the New York rappers that we've seen come out in the past couple of years, they have been, I wouldn't just say less than stellar. I would say either they suck or they're drill artists or active in some nonsense. I don't know too much about this guy, but his music seems to be kind of upbeat, not positive in the sense of, hey, this is pushing something whatever you want to call it. I would say it's positive, generally. This Cash Cobain dude, from what I've heard like 3 songs. So, forgive me if I'm wrong, even though I don't apologize. But I kind of like it to see someone kind of doing their thing. When was the last artist that we saw from New York that was really, really building up steam? Male artist. Because Ice Spice kind of did that. She was making drill sounding music. But come on, we know what she's on. So Cash Cobain, he's good on this track. J. Cole is the opener to the track. So this guy comes in with the verse. And it's just 2 verses, or it's just verses. I don't even think they have a hook on here, do they? I don't think so. It's just like grippy. Like, I just can't. This is the thing. This isn't even a J. Cole thing. That's the point that I want to make. If you took Drake, so for example, Drake raps about chicks all the time, right? If you took Drake and you gave him this verse and he performed this verse, I would be reacting the same exact way, and I'd sincerely hope you guys would be reacting the same exact way too. You'd be like, what the hell is Drake doing here? And it's not what is he doing on this song. What is he doing on this song? Like, the fact that he wanted to give this guy a feature, no issue with that. I would like to hear the story about how that came together, though, because it's quite odd, although some people will say that it was odd that J. Cole wanted to work with Youngboy. But keep in mind, Youngboy was way, way, way bigger than Cash Cobain. And Cash Cobain's in New York. Is J. Cole still in New York? Yeah, I know he spends a lot of time there. It's like, yo, this guy's talking about kissy emoji. If I weren't... I want to believe that somebody wrote this for J. Cole. That's how... Well, I don't look at him as highly anymore, but that's how much respect I have for J. Cole's writing and just ability to discern what's good or not. Sure, the decision making with the beef, I've had my take on that. But when it comes to writing songs, putting together good verses, Cole is a master at that. So I want to believe that somebody else wrote this for him, because I don't want to let my mind accept the possibility that J. Cole listened to this track, penned these bars, performed them, heard it multiple times after, and thought, yeah, this is the one. They're going to mess with this one. Especially after this whole thing that just happened with me pretty much folding on the beef with Drake and Kendrick Lamar. I almost had nothing to say because I'm just in awe looking at some of these lyrics. She thick in the hips, she a hippie. What? What is this guy saying? She gonna chew... Okay, so this is a decent bar. She gonna chew on the stick like it's Wrigley's. That's really not a bad bar either. But then he says, believe it or not, like Ripley. Like, what? J. Cole stands, please. J. Cole stands have been quiet. I know I told you guys to be quiet when this beef started kicking off. I was like, hey, go sit down somewhere. It's time out. It's off season. No pun intended. It's time for you guys to just clock out. You're allowed to choose a different side. You're allowed to hop on with Drake or Kendrick Lamar, whichever you see fit. But I need J. Cole stands to stand up, please. I need your guys' insight. It's time to come off the bench. It's Coach HY here. Well, not really coach. I'm scouting. I'm scouting bench players. Turn to starters. Please let me know what you guys think about this. I want to know if you like this verse. Please tell me why. That's more so I want to, because if you don't like this, it's normal. This is garbage. But if you do like this, of course you can't explain it, but just give me a brief explanation as to why. Like, tell me, like, it's a fun song. I got to see J. Cole in a different light. I like Cash Cobain, so this made me enjoy J. Cole. If you're a Cash Cobain fan mainly and not a J. Cole fan, like you don't really listen to J. Cole in general, but you like him on this track, you don't count. I'm talking strictly J. Cole stands/fans. Because I need somebody's got to talk. Because this is one other thing. J. Cole was talking about how his team was going to be really upset, and they wanted to let him know when he was going to fold out of the beef. And they're like, man, I know my guys, they wouldn't let this happen. They were like, yo, Cole, you heard this. You seen what just happened. So maybe Cole didn't listen to his team on that. And then when he brought this to them and they told him, nah, yo, you can't let this one rock, he was probably thinking, man, they're still on that Kendrick stuff. I trust my own judgment with this instead of looking it over with them. This is another thing I don't want to believe. I believe his name is Ibrahim, the manager for J. Cole. There's no way this guy co-signed that verse. I don't want to believe that either. Oh, we need expeditiously J. Cole needs to come back with another verse. Because J. Cole dropped a fire mixtape that we pretty much had to can because he decided to delete one of the hottest songs off of there. So usually you would take some time. It would be a year, maybe even a year and a half before J. Cole comes back with something else. I'm not saying a project, but we need another verse to clean the slate off of this or something. There's no way this turns into a hit. It's getting memed like crazy, so it might be. This is something Lil Pump would write. This, which is so funny because J. Cole, everyone gives him credit talking about KOD, oh, they're going to fall off, this and that. And he makes a song that somebody like Lil Pump would have made. And this is what makes it even funnier. This is the irony in this story, actually. But let me know in the comments what you guys think. Like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell if you enjoyed. Follow me on Twitter and Instagram. Thank you for watching. Peace.